yeah, 5-0 baby, 5-0, woo! Yeah.
Let's be honest here, Zelda's story has never been its main drive for the game. It was always a simple tale, but with so much atmosphere, you never really noticed. I felt Skyward Sword kept some of that, but also tried to add a little bit more character development. I especially felt the strong bond between Zelda and Link, and usually games give us this like forced relationship that most of the times just feels out of place. This game, however, did it so well, and while Zelda isn't gushing over Link or vice versa, you can feel the bond when they look at each other and the little jokes and the talks they have. That real love. My main problem with the story would probably be the voice acting. I said this with Twilight Princess, and I'll say it again. Does Link need a voice? I don't think so. Would I like him to have one? Sure. Now everyone else? Yes. I want voice acting. Gaming has advanced so much in the past few years that voice acting has improved with it. Sure, we get some pretty shitty ones like Final Fantasy, but the majority of voice acting has definitely improved, so it should be no different with Zelda. It's not a point that the game makes it any less amazing, but it would be nice to see this in future titles for Zelda. Overall, the story presentation is probably the strongest in any Zelda game that I played. A creepy and quite frankly fruity flaming gay boss evil dude who follows you everywhere, a wonderful world to explore, and a beautiful love relationship that truly makes this one of the most interesting Zeldas in some time. So while the story won't go down as one of the best in history, it will go down as one of the most enjoyable adventure tales. Graphic-wise, I am so glad to see Zelda return more to the cartoony side. I, for one, was not a big fan of the moody atmosphere of Twilight. The more cartoony side has always worked for Zelda in my honest opinion, with Skyward basically getting a mix of Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker, which is perfect because those are my two favorite looking Zelda games. The world is rich with detail, and some amazing designs make this place a joy to explore. The movements of Zelda are better than ever, and some of the cutscenes are rendered wonderfully, giving you a grand scale adventure feel. Overall, these are easily some of the best graphics on the Wii. From the art design to the raw power, it's a sexy ass game. Gameplay-wise, Zelda mostly sticks to its roots. Exploring, puzzle solving, and sword combat all stay intact. You get a trusty shield, slingshot, bows, bombs, and so on to spice up the game against enemies and of course solve puzzles. Link also gets a flying sidekick bird, which reminds me of Avatar. Once you jump off, you call for your birdie, and you fly around in this hub-type world. I do love the feel of the flying, though to be honest, it's really not a crucial part of the entire game, and basically results in just getting you to point A to point B. The combat of Link may look the same, but I assure you it feels very different. With each stroke of the Wii Motion Plus, Link will use a different strike from a different angle. If you slice downward, he'll slice downward. You throw your hands to the left, you'll see Link do the same. And while it sounds badass already, the real joy comes from getting into a fight. The enemy will try to block you from all different directions, so eventually the battles become fun, seeing as you have to strike at certain angles to successfully kill the enemy, basically changing a button smasher into a thoughtful sword battling system. Though on the flip side, I like to mention some of the controls of the side weapons are a bit iffy. I had trouble sometimes using my bow or whip. Not too many times, but once in a while it would just go haywire, which really annoyed me, especially in boss battles or just battles in general, since they can kick your ass too. The puzzle remained challenging. Some you'll figure out and just be like, while others you'll look there and just sit there and scream, what the fuck do I do? Some newcomers might not like how the Zelda works in terms of pacing, and they'll feel that it's ruining the game. But as long as you understand how Zelda works and that these puzzles actually take time to figure out at times, you're going to enjoy almost every single puzzle, as I did. Then there are chances to explore the world that they present to you in the game, and that really is a big draw to a lot of fans. You'll basically get to travel in like volcanoes, deserts, ships, and so on, and get to explore the world of Zelda, and that's one of the most fun things in the game. Zelda Skyward Sword doesn't try to reinvent the format of the Zelda game. Instead, it tries to improve to the best of its capabilities. I sure as hell will have a lot of trouble going back to the older Zeldas that are basically button smashers in terms of combat, with the precise feel of sword combat in Zelda Skyward Sword. The Wii Motion Plus controls were made just for Zelda in my honest opinion, so while Zelda doesn't take huge leaps in innovation, it does take a nice upgrade in the action department. Zelda, in my honest opinion, has been a roller coaster in some ways. It was really hard for me to judge this game at times because I kept switching my mind of how good and how much trouble I was having at certain parts. I'll be honest though, Zelda is absolutely one of my favorite games of the year. Its colorful and cheerful world mixed with a grand adventure scale and swift combat make it a blast to play. I did have a few problems with the overall length in this one, not so much the temples because honestly I liked all of them, with the exception of the third temple. It's not my favorite. It's the fetch quest bullshit that they throw at you, and almost every Zelda game has this problem. It's one thing to make you waste a couple of minutes doing something dumb, but a whole hour to do one little side quest, which should be a side quest, but making it mandatory? Dumb idea and hurts the overall flow of the gameplay. Going through a temple again too? What the fuck? Overall, when the pacing in Zelda works, it works damn well. But when you have to revisit places to do pointless dumb side quests that really didn't need to be in the game and just bullshit your way to make the game longer, it really hurts the overall flow of the gameplay. Let's be honest. Despite my small complaints about the flow and being hurt and sometimes the iffy controls, Zelda is a fucking must-own if you have a Wii. The great sword battles, the awesome bosses, the wonderful world, and the fantastic art direction are all worth checking out. But the big question is, and this is what everybody's been wondering, Whitey, do you give Zelda a 10? I have to be honest. I don't think it is the best action or adventure game of this generation, but at the same time, it is one of the best adventure games of this generation. Though I still hold it up as the best Zelda in a while, and give it a 9 out of 10. It deserves the praise it's getting, it deserves to be bought, and it deserves the awards I'm sure people will give it. However, after playing Skyward Sword, I'm begging Nintendo to start doing something. Throw that innovation wheel in effect and let's get this series some newness in it. Still, for any Zelda fan that's been waiting to play a Zelda and enjoy it again, because I don't know about you, but I was extremely disappointed with Twilight Princess, this is the Zelda that is a must-own. This is the Zelda that I've been waiting for since I owned the Wii. This is the Wii game that I've been waiting for that uses the controls pretty damn well. This is a great, no, fuck great, cross it out. This is an amazing game. Pick it up if you're a Zelda fan, or if you have a Wii, or if you just want to steal it from your friend. Go steal it from a friend, but buy it anyway to give support. Zelda Skyward Sword is a 9 out of 10. Amazing game.